Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today, we visit a dollhouse. Literally a dollhouse with thousands of dolls. And I prepare shaved Brussels sprout salad. You're gonna love it. But first, a lesson in polenta on a board, a perfect winter dish. Well, I am here in the kitchen of La Rocca's in Poland with my friend Anna. She's been on the show before. You know, she has the salad dressings and great food. But we have been wanting to do this for a while.
Yes.
The polenta. So give me a little background on the polenta. And you grew up with it. You grew up in Italy and then came here.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been eating polenta since I was born, really, you know.
And this is almost like an Italian grits.
It is.
Right? Oh, I just spilled some. So it's really, really fine. How many cups are in here, Robbie?
It's a heaping 4-cup.
Okay, so this is 4 cups, and this will feed how many people?
I'm thinking it could feed maybe 8 people comfortably.
Well, then let's go. Let's get moving here. I'm going to let you take it. So we've got just the corn in there.
Just the corn in there, grabbing salt right now.
All right.
Turn
you
on,
do-
it's fired off.
All right. How high? This one, how high?
Blast. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go. All right. 48 ounces to 4 cups.
You're going to stir that until your forearm hurts.
Really? Constantly? Get back here, Robbie. I'm not doing all your work now. Come on. So how long do you think it'll take to get this together?
10, 15 minutes. It depends on how, if you cook it longer, it gets thicker.
Now, if you wanted to, could you do a sweet version of this, like for like a, not dessert, but maybe breakfast, and maybe put a little maple syrup on? Like my grandpa used to buy mush.
Same thing.
You know, he's Slovak.
Yeah.
And he'd buy like a block of mush. And he'd have it for breakfast with like sweet things, butter and, you know.
You've made it for me like that. I've had it.
And you know what it is? A lot of people use milk to do that.
Okay. And that would be the breakfasty thing.
Right. And then you put syrup on it. And some people just put cold milk on top of it after it's hot.
Cooking it with milk and then just fresh grated like Parmesan cheese.
Oh,
You could do
Couple
that.
knobs of butter.
yeah.
You can eat it plain just like that.
And that would be so filling.
And it's a base for everything, for meat, for, you know what I mean?
And I've seen it like where
Lamb,
they make it like in cubes. It's like a firm cube.
Yeah.
And that, what would you do? Less water? It's almost like a little flat thing, like a vehicle.
And that's when you're playing with it, because then you can't, like you said, you can do that. You can let
Cook
it
it longer
let it
and longer.
firm. Yep. Let it cook longer and longer. You let it firm. Cut it
And
up.
then you
can
could
grill
cut it
it.
up.
You can bake it.
Right.
It stays. You can make a pizza out of polenta. Polenta is one of those things that you can just almost do whatever you want.
Very
Interesting.
Green beans, you can put anything on top you want.
All right, so Robbie, we're close?
Oh yeah, we're close. We can do. I think we're.
So
Let's see like what's going
Yeah.
on here. We're looking at like.
so we want
Like
no
three-
drippies. It's
No drippies,
pretty
like-
solid. All right. Okay, so I guess assembly is close. So let's get the team together, guys. It's time to assemble.
But like, you know what I mean?
We're trying to make
Style what you want, a snake style, oval style.
Just long way.
there's styles.
I mean,
Like a square kind of
you
thing.
want to play around.
Who knew there was a style to pouring polenta? So you don't treat the board at all. There's nothing, you don't put salt, cheese, anything. I wish I was a chef.
Pan.
All right, hot pan. Guys, this is so cool.
Isn't it? Yeah, just make it nice, you know, even like.
Do you like polenta? So we start with the marinara.
You put the basics, you know.
Okay. Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah.
Smells really good.
Imagine sitting around the table with your family and trying to pick a corner.
Anna, I think I'm going to become a convert here. I have never had it except in a bowl. And
If you
not many
are-
restaurants serve this, huh?
Gluten-free, perfect.
Really, this is gluten-free?
It's gluten free.
Absolutely.
Corn.
Wow.
A lot of people that are gluten-free.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
Who knew? All right, so what's next?
Let's say we put a couple of these.
The sausage.
Sausage, usually it's the length.
Do you use a hot or a sweet?
These are medium.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And then these are what we serve. Mostly people want it with the crumble sausage.
That's crumbled sausage, so no, okay. You keep some plain
Yeah, for, let's say,
for those that don't eat meat.
right.
Ready, it's the arrival of the polenta. Da, 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 da. Whoa, shake it, Ronnie. Here we go. Oh, look at that, that's beautiful. Wow. So, this is unbelievable. Bellissimo. Is that a good word, Rosie? Bellissima. Now, Joanna is Anna's daughter, and you are going to give me proper technique
Yes.
to eat from the board.
There is no proper technique. This is a communal food. It's to be an experience. And so the technique is to everybody really just dig in and eat the parts that they want, and everybody all together. This is traditionally a family food.
You can put hot peppers on it. Anything like that.
Mmm. Oh,
No rules.
wow. It's so creamy.
Gluten-free.
Wow, gluten-free, that is crazy.
Complex carb.
Oh, thank you. Are you a nutritionist, Miss Thing?
No, I'm not,
Oh,
but
that
I
was
do.
very
It's
interesting.
a complex carb.
That's very interesting.
Low cal, low fat, perfect baby food.
Well, you see how easy it was to make this dish. You know, really, you just need the fine cornmeal. I will get the proper proportions from the kitchen staff, you know, keeping it a big secret, their special sauce. But no, I will, and I'll have that on my website. And then, you know, it's the toppings of your choice. Now, of course, you might not have the big bowling alley, as Ken called it, for your polenta board, but you know, you could come right here to La Rocca's and you get your own little personal polenta right there in a dish with all the toppings that you decide upon. And I just want to thank you, Joanna, Anna, everybody. This has been amazing. Your kitchen staff is the best.
Thank you.
Wasn't this fun and easy? Look how easy it is to do it. Cheers to us.
Cheers.
Cheers, all you girls. We are going to fill up on polenta tonight.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Really love it. Always love them. Go to my website for this or just come to La Rocca's. You're going to love it. Cheers.
Thank you.
I like that. I like that.
Now we can eat.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Hi, I'm Robbie Fellman.
And I'm John Stanko from Boardman Subaru.
Subaru is rated #1 in customer satisfaction and has the longest lasting vehicles in the industry.
Test drive the 2025 Subaru Forester, fully redesigned with standard EyeSight driver assist technology.
Or the Subaru Crosstrek, an IIHS top safety pick for 12 straight years with the best resale value in its class according to Kelley Blue Book.
Award-winning vehicles and award-winning service.
Only at Boardman Subaru, just south of Route 224 on South Avenue.
This is GABA Camp, barrier-free camping and nature for our friends with disabilities. Thank you for your generous donations. We now have our first phase, but more work needs to be done. A lodge will provide a meeting place and food service for our adults with disabilities and their families. GABA Camp is a 501c3 organization. We need your help to grow. Donate to GABA Camp. Given is living.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Weight loss goals aren't one size fits all. At Hurricane Health and Wellness, we understand the struggle. We've been there too. That's why we offer the most popular, effective weight loss medications at an affordable price. Look and feel your best today with Hurricane Health and Wellness.
Shop C-Max Northside Appliance in Struthers, the local appliance store that beats big box prices every day.
3 generations serving Youngstown, Ohio, soon to be our 4th.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Today I am putting together a really quick recipe. It is my shaved Brussels sprouts salad. And you know, they seem to always be in season now, where it used to just be a winter vegetable. But I really like them in the oven, baked at a high temperature where they're nice and crispy. And there's really not a whole lot of other ways to prepare them, but this shaved salad is really good. It takes away the bite of the Brussels sprouts because it's so finely chopped. I used a mandolin on the very thinnest setting to get just the right shred. And very few ingredients, and I think a lot of it, the flavor comes from the salad dressing. I just love this dressing. So let's go over the ingredients and we will get this salad started. For this recipe, you'll need 1 pound of Brussels sprouts shaved thin, a 1/4 cup of fresh parsley chopped, a 1/2 cup of sliced almonds toasted, 1/2 cup of craisins chopped, and 1/2 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. For the dressing, you'll need a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, the juice and zest from 1 lemon, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1 shallot minced, 1 teaspoon of honey, and salt and pepper to taste. Well, before we start the salad, I'm going to assemble the ingredients for the dressing. We are going to start with the lemon juice. That is going to be our acid. And then just to give it a little brightness, I am also using the zest from that lemon. And I think that really is going to add a nice little punch. And of course, for a little bit of a binder, we'll use the Dijon mustard. Love Dijon mustard. Then we're also going to use a shallot that I've chopped pretty fine. So instead of being in the salad, it will be in the dressing. And that mellows it just a little bit, but it still gives it a little bite. And then some honey, just a teaspoon, and we will put that in there. And honey is also a nice binder, but it really takes away the sharpness. And just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And what we'll do is we'll adjust that salt and pepper after we assemble the salad. So I'm just gonna mix this together and give it a nice whisk and see how nice, and it just emulsifies really nice. And I think that's part of it from the honey and the mustard. So there we go. It's a nice thick dressing. And we will just set this aside. And then we are going to assemble this. I used a mandolin, which is just one of the scariest kitchen tools, right? You know, you have to be really careful, pick off the really hard, leaves on the outside. And then of course you don't want the stem. So you just can hold the stem, but be careful, or just use that to hold it. So, but look how nice and thin it is. It's really, really pretty. Then we're just gonna add the rest of the ingredients. The parsley adds a nice little sweetness to it. And then I like these chopped, my craisins, because you get more out of it instead of just one big craisin. You get like a bunch of little ones. And then we'll put that in. Toasted almonds, every single salad has to have a little crunch. So I've toasted some sliced almonds. And for the salt, this is really good. This is shredded Parmesan. Also adds that nutty little taste. So we just put all of these in together. And then we are going to take the dressing. See, make sure it's really nice and mixed. And then we just pour this all over, get every last drop out. And this is one of those salads that actually tastes better about a half hour to an hour later. So we are gonna just mix this all together and make sure it hits every part of the salad. So I make such a mess. All right, so it's all mixed. We're gonna let this sit for about 15 minutes or so, and then we're gonna come back and taste it. And believe me, you are going to love it. So, you really like this salad, don't you?
I love salad, sure.
It's just a measly little salad, but it's so
It is
with
yeah.
flavor. And it really is easy except for the scary mandolin, you know. But this has been sitting for about a half hour. So I want to taste it to make sure that the seasonings are right. And it really is good. I mean, it really sucks up the dressing, but I think it needs a little more salt.
Okay.
Okay. Excuse me.
So not a table thing. You're just going to decide that on your own?
I am deciding that on my own. Big girl is making her own decisions now, Kenny boy.
Got it.
There we go. So,
looking
mix
forward to this.
Up. And I've done a couple versions of this. I use vinegar or not, but I think the lemon is the better ass.
Is there bacon in that?
No, but you know what? Bacon would be good.
Okay.
And you know what else you brought up that might be really good? For protein.
Yeah. Garbanzo beans.
The garbanzo beans or...
You should play with it.
A northern bean.
Play with the bean.
The bean. Okay. It is good for you.
So this must be a New Year's resolution or something because there's no cocktail here, or?
No, you know what? It's a salad.
Okay.
Everything goes good with salad.
Sure.
Have a beer.
All right.
Have a ginger ale.
Later.
Have a lemonade.
Let's
Here
see.
you go. Okay.
Wow. It's really light.
It's really good. And let me tell you, even the next day, as long as you don't overdress it, it really does hold its crunch. And I mean, it is really, really good. It's versatile. I mean, whatever you would like to put in it. If you think it needs more of this or less of that. Put apples in it, pears.
I still think it needs the bacon.
Bacon.
Okay.
It really works out well. It's almost like cabbage, but lighter, a little sweeter. All right, so you approve?
I approve it. Sure, absolutely.
Has the 2 thumbs up from Ken, and it's really easy. You saw how quickly it comes together. Go to my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com, and look for the shaved Brussels sprout salad.
I'm gonna write that down. That CaseyMaloneShow.com.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Sure.
You are really
I'll
going
check it
to
out.
enjoy it. All right, dig in.
This is the Casey Malone Show.
It's the Hunting and Fishing Super Show and Sale at the Kusalaba Expo Building at the Canfield Fairgrounds. January 31st, February 1st, and 2nd. Discounts on rods, reels, and more. Meet award-winning fisherman Ted Takasaki and hunting legends Barry and Gene Wenzel. Don't miss the Hunting and Fishing Super Show.
For over 75 years, Kamara Jewelers has been the destination for quality jewelry. Our collection has a piece for everyone, in every occasion. Whether you're starting a new chapter, celebrating a milestone, or showing appreciation for the special people in your life, you can find a piece that reflects your love. At Kamara, we're about timelessness. Our jewelry isn't just for special occasions, it's for everyday moments that deserve a touch of elegance.
Get real, get Kamara.
Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank, and that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. It all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too, and Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank, rock solid.
Given is living.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Well, I'm here with Carolyn Merrifield, and I've got to tell you, when your daughter Sue called me, she said that you really had a doll collection that was something else. But it's not a doll collection. It is way more than dolls. You don't live here. This is your dollhouse, literally.
Right.
It's overwhelming. From the basement to the attic, you are loaded for bear. What was your very first doll that really made you fall in love with dolls?
I liked dolls from the very beginning, but my first one was a nun doll.
A nun?
Yeah.
Sister Agnes, right.
4 years old, I got it. They passed it around at the dinner table and to show everybody, but I wasn't allowed to touch it. So, so it didn't get messed up.
Oh, it was one of those,
Yes.
yes, a really nice doll, not a play with doll.
No, I think it's when I really started was 1985 when the Cabbage Patch doll came out.
Oh boy,
Yes. Couldn't buy them. You had to go hunt for them.
Right, I can remember everybody was on the lookout. They were up in Cleveland, we're in Youngstown. Everyone's waiting for the stores to open. How many Cabbage Patches do you think you have?
Oh, 2,000 maybe?
30 dollhouses.
No, 60.
60. I'm sorry, I cut them in half.
60. I started in 92 when my husband had passed away. He had bought me a dollhouse for Christmas. And I kept that took care of and enjoyed that dollhouse, the first one.
Right.
And that's the one right in the dining room there.
Okay. Oh, it looks like the White House.
Yes.
It looks like an antebellum mansion. Mm-hmm. You upcycle a lot of stuff.
Yes. I just buy everything little that, and I say, oh, I can make that into something. And I come home and I make something out of it.
How often do you come here and rearrange and start making things? Puzzles?
Oh, yes. I come about every other day or so, just to check on it. Well, I want to make sure that everything is okay and there's no flooding or anything like that.
Well, that would be, especially that basement. It's adorable what you have down there. And I noticed you're really big with Frozen.
Yes.
Why does Frozen
I just think the movie was so interesting and how it captured each other and made one well.
And you are a traveler.
Well,
you like to go.
Yes.
And some of your favorite destinations are?
Well, I've been to Brazil and I've been to 10 countries in Europe. And then 2 years ago, we went to Japan.
Yeah.
And then we took a road trip to San Francisco by a tent camping. So.
Well, you are quite adventuresome. You mentioned Brazil.
Yes.
And you were there as part of the Peace Corps.
Yes. We went for 3 months for language in Oklahoma. And then we went to Brazil. And I lived there 21 months.
You were 19 years old. Mm-hmm. President Kennedy was still our president. You were there in the 60s. Mm-hmm. Did he get assassinated while you were in Brazil?
Yes. We thought maybe we might go home at that time, and they said no. We got it on a shortwave radio.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What did you do for the people of the towns and villages?
I was in 4-H. They didn't have water that was clean and that, and so we kind of got them to filter it and do things like that to it. And so it was an experience.
You had a taste for adventure. You really liked to go.
I started out in college at Ohio State, and I told my parents that I wasn't interested in book learning, and I says, I want to do something different. So I went and took the test for it, and I applied, and I was out to Oklahoma for 3 months.
Wow, that is really, really cool. And this is one of your favorite dolls.
Oh, yes.
Tell me about this guy.
My dad got me this one. He was in the service. He was in the Army.
Oh, yeah.
In 1945.
Okay. This guy, it looks like he's been around a little bit.
He has a boo-boo eye.
What are your plans? Do your grandchildren, your daughter?
No.
I mean, what are you going to do with all this
Well,
stuff?
they're going to go to children after I pass away. My daughter's supposed to take them to the hospital and give them to children.
Sue Nepper is the one who turned me on to your mother's collection. and you're very tolerant.
Yes.
And I think you encourage it because I've seen some things that you have bought for her. You're like, oh, and it's the whole collection.
Yeah.
And do you also collect anything?
No. I refuse.
You live a very monk-like existence, nothing extra.
Yes.
What kind of gifts did you get growing up since your mom was such a fan?
All my life I had dolls. All my life. Every year I got a new baby doll, whatever was popular. I got the roller skating doll. And they're probably all here somewhere.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
What was your favorite? Do you remember?
It was called the Tubsy doll, and she went into the bathtub. And
into the tub.
And then what's funny is when my oldest daughter got a Tubsy doll, I remember giving it to her for Christmas, and she running around, I've got the bathtub doll, I got the bathtub doll. She was so excited.
No.
But the one I honestly treasure the most is the last doll my dad got me, which, I was 16, and they're just these two little dolls, and they were not play dolls, it's just that he got them for me, and that meant a lot to me.
I know, and at 16, you're like, come on, Dad.
Yeah.
But it's so cute because you're always going to be his little girl.
Exactly.
Your mom's enthusiasm is infectious. It really is. I mean, she loves every one of these little things, and she has a little story for every little thing in her collection.
Yes.
We need so much more of this positivity in the world, and your mother just... she exudes happiness with all of these things. So, hey, if it brings her joy,
absolutely,
it brings me joy, and obviously it brings you joy too.
Yeah.
You come over and you probably learn something new every time you come to this house.
Honestly, it's funny too, because I teach and I benefit from it because I take things to my classroom and I have little gadgets all over my room, and my kids are like, where'd you get this from? My mother, she found it. She found it somewhere. It's like,
we need a field trip here. Told you, the wedding room is amazing. Why the brides?
I just think brides are pretty.
They are. These are some sexy brides here.
Yes.
You're all in.
Makes me happy.
It's not a little bit. You are all in, Caroline. I think you're outgrowing this house.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Is it possible for you to go on a trip and not bring back anything?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You're going to bring a U-Haul whenever you go away.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the stories continue.
Yes.
And the collection. The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.